Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today we're back with oxygen not included with the spaced out DLC. Last time around we got a little bit more comfortable up on our Swamp Asteroid, but today it is time to actually get industrialized. So let's just jump right into it and see how that works out for us. And here we are back on Grossano exactly as we left it last time. And there are a few things that we have to do right away, so let's take a quick look. Over here we have a wrecked satellite, and I don't know how I missed that, but that thing is of course highly radioactive, and our dupes are not happy about it. So there's only one thing that we can do about it, and that is to build us a bunch of insulated tiles around it. Let's see, what can we build them out? Probably out of sedimentary rock. So we're probably just gonna come down. Let's see, I'm just gonna build the outline real quick. Can I build through here? No, we gotta go one higher. So we're gonna come over here. All the way probably to, yeah, right around there probably. We also wanna build through here. And then we wanna double that whole entire thing up. Something kinda like this here. That's what that should look like at the end of the day. So we need to build this here. Of course, I need to cancel a bunch of stuff, but that is okay. We're gonna get this here built, and then we should be relatively safe from the radiation coming from this wrecked satellite right here. Meanwhile, over here on Muckola, I want to expand into this area down here. We probably can use this heat down here from the magma. That is going to be very helpful. We also have a cobalt volcano right here. Not that we can use it for anything anytime soon because it is covered by magma. We should definitely get down here. Also, most importantly, we have a bunch of sand right here, which I want to get. So let's get digging down here, and we're just gonna come all the way across. Simple as that. And then at the same time up here, I'm not happy with the distribution of our polluted oxygen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rebuild this area here. I'm gonna take the airflow tiles, and I'm going to come through here, build one there, and should basically just replace most of those ladders here with deodorizers. We should get enough sand now, so we can actually afford doing this kind of thing, so that should be perfectly fine. I'm also gonna grab some deodorizers and plop them just on top of here. At the same time, while we are digging down here, that will of course also help us out a lot by dumping all of our carbon dioxide right here, and then eventually we can just pump it out into space, just like we do it on Bierstein. Oh no. I just noticed that those gas pumps up here are broken because I stupidly made the mistake to build them out of copper ore. Oh my goodness. So we need to get in here. We need to repair those pumps, and then we should also put in the cooling solution so something like that doesn't happen again. We are at 80 degrees in here and we are at 54 degrees in here. So we need some cooling, that is for sure. But first, let's fix the gas pumps and then go from there. To fix the gas pumps, of course, we need a liquid lock. There is just no way around it. And how are we going to build it? We're going to build it probably something like this here. There we go. That should get the job done quite easily. And then right here, we're just going to come across. Yeah, that's what that basically should look like. We're not going to worry about this chlorine in here or bleach stone. That's going to be fine. Not a big deal. We just need to find some sort of a room where we can store all this stuff. But that should also be no problem at all. Over here on Grossano, our insulated tiles are now ready. Let's take a look at the radiation overlay. Yeah, that looks a hell of a lot better. We are down to what? About 230 rads, 240 rads, down from over 1,000. That is definitely helpful, to say the very least. But now there are two things that we need to work on. First of all, down here, this area down here with all the slime in here, we need to build a boiler out of it. And over here on the top, we have a tungsten volcano that I also want to tap into. For that, we need to have a lot more energy though. So here on the very top, we need to build more solar panels. I'm not sure why there's a meetup here, but let's see how many more we can build. We can build 3 more as a matter of fact. So we should probably come all the way over to here. And then let's go 2 high. Let's make it 4 high because screw it. And then let's build 2 of them. And then I can't build another one here because our payloads are coming in right there. But I could build one right over here, right beside the rocket. That should work. That should still leave a little bit of space for some payloads to come in. I also want to revamp the entire power system right here because currently everything's running obviously on one conductive wire. We can't have that. So we need to have some sort of large transformer, and I think I'm gonna plop it right here. And all we need for that is a little bit of gas. And I think we should be able to get that with a few drywall tiles. So let's do that. We just need to get rid of 1 row here and then we should be fine. So let's start deconstructing everything. That's fine. These 3 tiles right here. And then also on top of that, of course, those ladders, might as well get rid of those while we are at it because we don't need those anymore either. And then we're gonna start revamping the entire power system. And over here on Grossano, good enough, we have our liquid lock. We have a bunch of liquid in here. We just need to make sure that we recover all this water because that is most of what we had. That is definitely a problem, and I put off obviously way too much in here. But at the same time, over here on the left, we can now break this open. There's already natural gas in here. Not entirely sure how, but I will take it. Then we're going to open it up. We're going to put in some piping while we are at it. And at the same time, we are also replacing those gas pumps here. Of course, we're not going to make them again out of copper ore. So let's get deconstructing, and only the buildings, this one and this one. Let's get it done. Now we're open, our pumps are gone, so let's put in some fresh ones. Let's see here, gas pump, what can we make it out of? A gold should be more than sufficient, one right here and one right there. And then in plumbing, let's see. I'm not entirely sure where we're going to come in, so I'm going to give us all the possibilities that we can have. We will probably come from somewhere up here. I'm planning on building somewhere in this area here, something to cool our entire system down. So let's see, we have here our normal pipe. And then we come over, then a radiant liquid pipe built out of, what do we have over here? Not a hell of a lot, only iron, and it's slightly suboptimal. Let me get some aluminum over here first from BierTier. Here we have it, our conveyor loader. In our conveyor loader, we just gotta go all the way to the bottom, refined metal, put it to aluminum. We have probably by now enough coal over there, don't we? So let's turn the coal off for right now. And then let's bring over some aluminum, and then let's keep building on the other side. Over here we got a bunch of aluminum in, so let's see how much we actually got, and I probably have overdone it. Yes, I did, 2.9 tons. Yeah, well, it is what it is, not a big deal. What we're gonna do though is we're gonna come into here, and we're gonna snake our way through the entirety of it, and then we're gonna come back out, and then we're probably just gonna come back out over here. That's all we're gonna do, shouldn't be that big a deal. Then we just gotta repeat the whole exercise here on the left, which is going to suck. I should have thought of that at the beginning, but well, here we are, not a big deal, we will get it done. And over here, while building, our dupes are taking a little bit of scalding damage because it is so freaking hot in here, but that is okay. We can just heal them. It's not worth going in there with atmosuits for that tiny little bit of piping that we need. And here we have it. Everything is built. Now we just gotta fill this entire thing here in with insulated tiles so we can actually keep our gas where it is supposed to be. Also, that shouldn't be a relatively easy exercise. We're just gonna go through it one by one and make sure that we build every single tile. First these two, then we build this one here across the corner. Then we're gonna rip this one out, gonna build this one, and so on and so forth until we have this entire thing here closed back off. Pretty simple and straightforward. Over here in our main base on BierTier, I am going to produce as much steel as we can. Let's see, 360? Yeah, okay, that's okay. We can make a bunch of it. So we're going to make 10 in here, or let's make it 12 in here. And then, of course, in the next one, we're also going to make it 12 in here. And we're going to make it also 12 in here. And then all the stuff here, I want to send it over to Grossano because we need a bunch of steel. We need to build a bunch of stuff that needs to be made out of steel. So the easiest way to get it over there is to send it over there from here. And up here, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this conveyor loader here to steel, not glass anymore. Allow manual use with a number 9 priority. And then let's turn on over here our signal switches so we can actually get in a nice amount of red bolts and send that stuff over there in no time. And here in Muckola, I finally managed to get everything in that we need. We have the water, we have the liquid lock, and we have the ladder. No problem whatsoever. It just took a tiny little bit of time and a lot of focus. We still haven't even mopped up over here. I gave this command, what, 5 cycles ago? But it's only a number 5 priority, so that will have to wait. First of all, we're going to come into here, we're going to build some pipes, and then we are finally going to start to actually cool this stuff here down because whatever we're doing is pointless without a cooling solution. Good that we have this water right here, and I'm going to get rid of both of those sides here as soon as we don't need them anymore, and I'm 100% sure that we don't need them anymore. But let's get started. First of all, let's deconstruct this one and deconstruct this one, and then let's hop in there and let's build us some piping. Our gas pumps are made out of copper, which is okay, I guess, but at the same time it's not optimal, to say the least. And here comes Eric. And he's cutting it wide open. Very good. That's great. That's what we need. And as soon as he's done, right now, let's pause it and then let's build our plumbing. Let's start with the insulated pipe, and probably what we're going to do, if we're coming from this direction, we're going first through the natural gas, then we're going to come back out, and then we probably just going to come straight over to here and feed it right back into our oxygen. That's probably the easiest way to go about this here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to come over here, then with a radiant liquid pipe, of course, again, made out of aluminum. Going to come down here, and this time we're going to snake it like this because it just literally doesn't matter. And then an insulated pipe back out. And this here should most likely get the job done. Perfect. And this took no time at all, since it's just a few pipes and I don't have a hell of a lot else to do. Don't you have anything to clean up over here or whatever? There we go. You need a lot more work, my dupes. All the stuff here needs to go, of course. But first of all, with igneous rock, we're going to fill up these 2 tiles here. For this signal switch here has to disappear, at least temporarily. That's just how it goes. We don't have our pipes hooked up to anything. No, we don't. So that's okay. We're just going to get rid of the switch, fill these tiles here up, and make sure that this here is actually closed off nicely again, since we have a bunch of stuff in here. And back over here on Grossano, we have here our payload opener, and the payload opener is currently hooked up to a conveyor rail that is going here to the right. Let's take a look at that real quick. I don't think I ever showed that off. Yes, I came down here and it ended right there, and it just dropped sand right here for our water sips. We don't need that anymore, obviously. So what we do better is probably to come through here, come over to there, and right here, we're going to build a conveyor chute. Just like that, and then automatically we can get rid of all the other stuff to the right. We're just gonna drop it straight into our infinite storage, and that should take care of that. That should make it a hell of a lot easier. Also, our power grid is now actually completed all the way. We have here 3 of them, here 1, and here 2 more of our solar panels. Then we're gonna fill up our battery up here on the top, coming all the way through with our power spine. I also got this here in preparation for what we're gonna do over here, because we have here this tungsten volcano, and we're gonna hook it up to the main grid eventually. And this here up on the top is obviously our main grid. Currently, we have 1 large power transformer, which is powering everything. That is, of course, suboptimal, because we are still with a potential load higher. But on the bright side, we are never using everything at once. As a matter of fact, we can probably get rid of this massage table right here, because I don't see how in the world we should use that anymore, because we are now doing pretty well on our stress. So we are at 2%, and our dupes are relatively happy thanks to what we built over here on the right. The problem that we are about to run into is here our filtered gas pump is not in anything anymore that is useful to us, so we need to move it probably up to right there. That should be okay. And then we're just gonna come with our gas pipe all the way over through here, all the way down to there, and hook it up to the old one. Let's get rid of it. And then at the same time, we need some power. Where do we get power from? Easiest, probably from right there. And here we have it. You should probably actually build this here smarter anyway. There we go. That should be better. Over here on Muckola, we got this here now all done. We have a bunch of stuff to pick up, but other than that, we are ready to roll. We have our piping completed. Let's take a look at it. This is what this entire system here looks like. Pretty simple and straightforward. We, of course, need to pump something through there, or it's kind of pointless now, isn't it? So let's get started with that up here on the top. We're going to start with some insulated tiles, of course, and we're probably going to leave some space right here on the left so we can actually come up and down here if you want to. And then we're just going to build it a little bit higher. How about that? We can get rid of all the stuff down here on the bottom. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Let's just build it over here, and then let's get started. In base, I want to have a liquid reservoir, because we're definitely gonna expand this whole area here. That's gonna be good. Then more insulated tiles right here. That should be fine. Then in power, we need a steam turbine. Plop it right there. Then, of course, again in power, we need a heavy watt joint plate that we're gonna plop right there. We can directly hook it up. And then let's build nicely around here, just like that. And then down here, we're just gonna make this chamber here a tiny little bit bigger than it should be. That should be perfectly fine. We're gonna come down here, gonna come over to there, and come up to here. So here we're gonna have our water outlet. Here we're gonna have our thermal aqua tuner. Yeah, that is going to be perfect. Couldn't be any better than that, and any simpler than that. That is great. Just get rid of everything that we don't need. Just like this here needs to go so we can actually enter it, and so does this here. And then, of course, give the dig command so we actually dig all this stuff here out. And let's make sure that we can actually easily reach this here with a ladder. Gonna come down with the ladder and with a fire pole right beside it, just to speed up the process even more. And that should be it. Perfect. Oh wow, over here our building is going a hell of a lot faster than I actually expected it to. So let's pause it real quick and let's deconstruct actually a tile here. Let's see, buildings. This tile right here needs to go, as well as this one here, so we actually can fill some water in here. That would be helpful. But at the same time, we also got our steel in. So let's put a thermal aqua tuner, made out of steel. And let's see here, we're going to close it off. So right here is where it's going to go. We can also put the first pieces of plumbing in with a liquid vent right here. And of course, insulated pipe going straight through here, straight down to here, and just like that. And then we need a liquid bridge that goes right here. That's how it's going to look like. Insulated pipe goes up here, and then insulated pipe comes down to here and comes straight into there. Here we're going to come out, here we're going to come out and over, and then another liquid bridge that we're just going to plop right here. And the appropriate automation has to go in there as well. Of course, in plumbing, we need a liquid pipe thermal sensor that we're going to plop right here, and then we need an automation wire that we're going to plop right into there. Just like that. That's what that's going to look like. We're here in Grossano, our rebuild is done, everything's ready to roll, so let's hop into the next project, and that's down here. Let's see, have we gotten a bunch of steel in? I would freaking hope so. So let's go to base, mechanized airlock, and let's see, yeah, we have 1,162 kilograms and more is on the way. That is certainly enough so we can get started. I don't think all of those you necessarily need to be out of steel, but we definitely gonna start this way. And how we're gonna do this is we're gonna build the first one, and then we can also build the second one because it literally doesn't matter. This here is not hot yet, so that is okay. But we also want to get rid of all this gas in here and all the gas in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plop in a temporary gas pump just right here. Come down with some sort of power. Let's see, where can we get some power from? Here we go. That should get the job done. We're just gonna come down to here, hook it up, and then just with any sort of gas pipe, doesn't matter what it's made out of, doesn't matter anything like that. We just want to come out of here and come up to kind of like right there, maybe above our carbon dioxide. Yeah, that should be okay. And we're just gonna vent all this stuff out to here. Perfect. Our pump is ready to roll. We're pumping all this stuff here out, and I'm going to open the door here. So this side here, the left side, also becomes a vacuum, as a matter of fact. So whenever a dude comes by, that should work. You're probably also going to be wondering, how is this even going to work? Well, let's take a look. Down here in the bottom right, we are of course going to build and then we're going to pump the water into here. Here it's going to become steam, and then we're going to feed it down to here and make it water again. It's going to be pretty easy and straightforward. The problem is just we need to get rid of all this water here, at least 2 tiles worth all the way through. Easiest thing to do would be, of course, to dig further to the right and fill this area here up with water. And guess what? That is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to give a dig command, and we're going to come all the way over to here, just like that. Problem is that is of course not reachable, so all we need to do is build some more ladders so we can actually make it over here. Also, these ladders here on the right are not reachable as it stands right now, so what we can do about that is build another piece right there, and then we're just gonna dig our way all the way down and let all the water flow off. It's gonna get pretty low, but at the same time it's gonna go right back up as soon as we actually start filling all this here in with tiles, and that's the best way to do this here. And we need 3 rows worth, but I'm going to build only 1 at the beginning, and that should get the job done. And over here on Grossano, our pump is done. We actually have now a wonderful vacuum, so let's get rid of all this stuff here. We don't need it anymore. Also with the F7 overview, we don't need any of this stuff here anymore. Let's get rid of it. And even power, we don't need that anymore either. Let's get rid of everything. And then we can keep on digging. You can see I'm already 4 doors deep. Slowly but steadily, we're getting there. And now with a vacuum, it should get a hell of a lot better than that. And here's Chemster, fearless as always, going down there and digging deep. Let's see if we can make it into the magma without having an accident. And here we have it. Chemster is building the last door right now. This last door here, we need to lock this here forever with a number 9 priority. That has to happen just to make sure that none of our dupes accidentally falls through here and lands down here in the magma and dies a horrible death. That would be suboptimal, to say the very least. And here we have it. It is completed. Isn't that wonderful? Now we need to get rid of all this stuff here. And as soon as all this here is gone, we should never have a reason to come in here again. Of course, we first need to build our plumbing. Can't forget about that. I'm going to build it right above the door. And then we're just going to come over with liquid pipes. It does not matter. It is perfectly fine. That's all we need. What else we need, though, is we need to build 1 more row of those here. That is important, so we can then dig in and build out a channel. We actually need 2 more rows, as a matter of fact. All that needs to be done before we can actually start using the system. Over here on Muckola, we are ready to actually fill up the thermo aqua tuner basin right here with polluted water, and that should already be enough. So we're going to switch this here over to water in just a second and just give it a very tiny little layer of actual water so we can create a vacuum in here. There we have it. Let's switch it over to water. Let's turn up the speed. And let's make sure that we get a tiny little bit of water in here, and then we can actually close the system here off and get it started. And I just completed the loop with our liquid pipe that I just built through the entire base. It's just temporary. We're going to get rid of it as soon as we don't need it anymore, just to fill up our reservoir, because depending on how much heat we are getting, I'm going to expand the system here drastically. That is why there is this liquid reservoir right here. That is highly important, so we can then expand it when we need more water. And I want to expand it quite drastically, as a matter of fact. But first of all, let's get building. We need an airflow tile right here and an airflow tile right there, so we can actually get all these gases out of here, and that should then be the end of it. And there it is, the last piece is being built, and we have it completely full with water, as that should be. Also, this tiny little bubble here should disappear right around now. And there we have it, wonderful, everything's great. That's exactly what that should look like. I'm just filling our liquid reservoir with more and more water. Take a look at that. We're just pumping it in, nothing comes back out. I just snipped off this connection right here, pretty simple and straightforward, and it should already remove a tiny little bit of heat from our reservoirs. Let's see, 26.8 degrees and 53 is what we come back in with. Well, that's just how that goes. While we were finishing this here up, I also had our dupes build insulated gas pipes. And where do they lead for our natural gas? They lead all the way down here on the bottom because, yeah, that's right. I've also put in 3 natural gas generators. That should be good. This is where our power is going to come from. All that's, of course, needed will be our actual power spine. So let's put that stuff all the way over here to the right. We may have to rebuild it a tiny little bit here. No, that should be okay. We just need to come all the way up to right around here. That should be perfect. And then here we can actually start distributing our power. We're also going to get our coal generator hooked up to the system. Let's see, large power transformer. Yeah, we can fit one right here. And unfortunately, we can't fit another one right beside it. But that's okay. We will find space for it, probably up here. That should be fine. And then we're just going to come up to here, plop it into there. This one here actually needs to be cancelled because this here needs to be deconstructed. So we can put in a heavy watt joint plate. And then with our heavy watt wire, we're just going to do something extremely similar right here. We're going to come out of here. We're going to come over to here. We're going to build through there eventually. And then right around here, we're going to go up. And then a large transformer is going to get turned around just like this. And right here, this is what that connection is actually going to look like. Pretty simple once again. And the system is now running. Everything looks wonderful except all that debris laying around. We haven't done any cleaning this entire episode, but that is okay. I'm just putting in the rest of the power spine. That should be completed here in a second. And then we can come all the way through here. Did I connect something that I shouldn't connect? Yes, I connected something that shouldn't connect, but that is okay. We can fix that by going this way, by going that way. And then we need to have one of these here, please. And we get rid of this one here because that is definitely going to die. There's going to be too much wattage. Let's deconstruct this here and let's put a heavy watt wire in instead. That should be perfectly fine though, because our dupes have literally nothing else to do. All they're currently doing is building that heavy watt wire through and through and through. And as soon as that is done, the entirety of the system is completed. And that's what it now looks like. We just got to build the top part, and then also our steam turbine here is put in. We are trying to get as much power out of everything as we can, even if it means to build it a little bit less nice as usual. But that's perfectly fine. This conductive wire here has a potential load of above 2000 watts, but these here should never be running all at the same time. So it should be okay theoretically. We will see. We can always bring in a new spine if we have to. Shouldn't be that big a deal, but it should work as it is, I believe. Down here, our natural gas generators are now also in use. That is great. We will also have to put in a cooling solution for that, but right now that is not the biggest problem that we have, so I'm not too worried about it. By the way, we're also venting the carbon dioxide that comes out of here just straight out into space. It does not matter to me whatsoever. We don't need it for anything. We have so much carbon dioxide, we literally don't know what to do with it. I may actually build a pump down here somewhere and hook it up to this line here as well. And it goes all the way through the base, all the way through, and it ends right here, just like that. Easy peasy. So I think this here looks pretty decent. There is not a hell of a lot that I can complain about. And we are now cooling down our natural gas. We're already down at 30 degrees. That is a hell of a lot better. Also, our oxygen over here is down to 30 degrees. So no more problems in that department. And we can then expand this line here and cool the rest of our base. Because if you take a look at the entirety of our base, it is getting a little bit toasty in places. So we can definitely do something about that as well. Especially down here. That's going to be priority number 1. Meanwhile, over here on Grossano, I built this entire thing down here. That took a little while, but that is okay. And then right here, this here is what our actual steam boiler looks like. We have now, unfortunately, polluted oxygen back in here. That is something I didn't consider when I built it, because now we have this here full with polluted water. So we need to find a way to keep the polluted water out and actually generate something here that maintains a vacuum. But that is okay. No problem at all. We will fix that next time around. Currently, we can't use it anyways because we have no cooling solution. For the cooling solution, we need to dig into this tungsten volcano, and that is on the agenda next. But with that, all I have left to say, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and comment down below. Let me know what you think. I am always interested to hear from you. And with that, I say thank you and peace.